Hello and welcome back here, and thanks for joining us again in the Retroverse. And we are back on episode 5th. That's not 15. That episode 15 of collecting the full PAL Dreamcast set. And in this episode, it's a +3 edition, so a smaller one. But I needed to do a little Kobe Bryant layup for the 150th bomb dropping into the Retroverse, which is going to be happening next week. And it's a big bomb, Trump style, dropping it in to the Retroverse. I've already got it, I've had a look at it, it's sensational. It's a big box, just as a bit of a giveaway there, which means it could only be one of a couple of games. But it's been one that I've mentioned on the channel, so if you've got any guesses, put your guesses in the comments, we'll see who's right. Whoever guesses it first, I'll drop them a shout out on next week's video and put their name in the description and on the screen for a good guess. But yeah, so the little hint is it's a big box game. I've mentioned it before that I've been after it for a while, and I thought it was going to be a very hard game to get, and I've struck up a little bit of luck in getting it. And I feel really fortunate the fact that I've got it in this condition as well. But let's lay up the 3 games this week. So these are going to be from the gaming market, so some people will probably already know what they are, just as a bit of a giveaway, but I didn't officially put them in the Retroverse until I dropped the video. So you might have seen them before, but stick around because I'll be telling some funny stories in regards to other stuff that experiences around similar games. Right, so put up the count in the corner. We're on 146. We're going to be taking ourselves up to 149. So let's get the first +1 into the Retroverse officially, and it is Giga Wing. There you go. So a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. I haven't actually played this yet, which I'm quite annoyed at because I do actually really fancy playing it. As I mentioned in the Newcastle gaming market, a game very similar to Super Lest, which I have on the SNES in unbelievable condition, by the way. But there you go. The first game's going in, and it's Giga Wing. So that puts me up to 147 in heaven. Nice. Now, actually, a plane game coming up, and if you watched a couple of videos back in the series, I think it was around episode, might have been episode 14 actually, where I mentioned Deadly Skies, and I hadn't played many plane games. Here's another plane game, which I have the sequel, but I don't have this one. Again, from Newcastle Gaming Market, it is Aero Wings. The first one though, as I have the second one. So yeah, there you go. So I haven't really played many plane games. I played the usual, like I had said, Afterburner, and here's a funny story that I was gonna mention on that video, but I thought it was too embarrassing. But I'm gonna say it anyways because it is quite funny. So obviously Afterburner, everybody knows that. But have you seen the arcade machine where you go into like a bit of a gyroscope? I'll see if I can throw a picture of it up. And obviously you're in like a miniature type cockpit. But I went to Blackpool one time with my girlfriend at the time. Oh, this was a long time ago, about 15, 16 years ago. And I really don't like roller coasters because I'm afraid of heights. And she convinced us to go onto that Air. Now, Air's that one where you're strapped in and your legs are dangling like that. And, you know, you're doing all sorts of like loop-de-loops and crazy shit. And she convinced us to go on that because she wanted to go on it, and it was just me and her. So I went on it because I felt a bit sorry, and obviously, you know, being a boyfriend, you're like, right, okay, I'll do it, whatever. So I went on that, and I held on tight like this the whole time. I was just like, which was like, I was absolutely breaking my pants the whole time. I swear there was like nail marks in the shoulder rest. And I think I might still have the picture, you know, where you go around and they take a picture and it's just my face like this, like half crying and half screaming. But I went on that, and actually I was totally fine, which I was very surprised. I was really chuffed at myself, but I've never went on a roller coaster since. But anyways, there was an arcades there. So obviously I've been a big gamer all my life. I rocks up to the arcades and I go, oh look, there's Afterburner, I'll have a butcher's on that. So it goes in, I put £2 in because it's a more premium arcade machine. And like I say, it's the one where it's like flinging you all over, and I'm proper Tom Cruise in it with a joystick, and I'm like, yes, absolutely getting high scores all over the place. And I can't remember, it was about 3 or 4 levels in because I was doing really good on it. And obviously it's shaking you around like this, and I was a bit like, feel a bit sick, yeah. And I was like, and then I was kind of like not playing as much. And I was like, I'm gonna be sick. So literally I dives out of the machine, and I didn't know obviously where any toilets were or anything, so there was a bin next to a claw machine. So I ended up throwing up in this bin basically. Yeah, so long story short, I didn't get sick off the roller coaster air, but I did get sick off the Afterburner arcade machine. And I thought the irony was hilarious at the time. But anyways, there's a bit of story time for you. So yeah, so Aero Wings, there you go. Going into the collection is 148. Feeling great. Although I wasn't feeling great for that. And funny actually, I have seen that machine at, oh what was it? It was a gaming event up in Newcastle where they had all the arcades there. And I seen that machine, and I was a bit like Ross with the tacos, and I was like, no, never again. I thought, I'm never going to live it down. I'm not doing it again in quite public, because at Blackpool it wasn't very busy, so I got away with it actually. But yes, Aero Wings 148, lovely. And the last game in here, so you will realise here I'm only adding in 3, but I got 4 titles at the Newcastle Gaming Market, but I wanted to make the 150th game a special one, so that's why I'm going to drop that big box in as the 150th. Then I'll add the additional game in as 151 and keep going from there, as I have a few things lined up, including a big CEX trip which I'm going to do, which is going to be great. So join us on that, and those in the northeast. It would be nice seeing all those individual stores. Hopefully they've got some Dreamcast stuff in. But here is 149 and the feeling fine. It's Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which I did have this way back in the day, and I absolutely loved it. I love the graphics on it. I love the character. I think there's 56 playable characters, which is unbelievable. 3v3, hallow, tag team action, 3-on-3 action. Usually have to pay for that type of stuff. And yes, I absolutely love this one, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Now, who did you pick as your character? I was always the projectile style finishers, or super moves, sorry. So on the back there was actually one of my picks as Cable. I always would pick Cable, Ryu, and Cyclops, as when you did the triple attack for the super, it would do a huge beam across the screen. Lovely rhyme there, and it just looked tremendous, especially when you got like a super finish. It was absolutely amazing. Another highlight I think for me was you can pick Jill Valentine, and her special I'm sure is, she calls in the Tyrant, is one of them, I believe, or it's one of the moves that she's got, and also I'm pretty sure she's got the rocket launcher as well. So there you go, 149, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 there, absolutely brilliant game. And for those who didn't see my Newcastle Gaming Market video, 1, why not? 2, go and check it out. And 3, you'll see that I picked up this gem for £60. And as I mentioned in there, it's got to be an admin error. Go and check out that one. I won't go into it again, but Marvel vs. Capcom 1 is worth £60. This one is currently £105 at CEX. So I got this for an absolute steal. I've committed the robbery and I've got away with it. But there you go, 149 into the collection. Quite a quick one this as well, because like I say, it is just to set up the prelude to the 150th game going in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that next week, and then I'm going to have a little rearrange, because as you can see over here, I've got them displayed on the sides at the moment. I need to sort the shelves out. I think I'm going to drop out this shelf down here, which has 3DO and Xbox One/X titles on there. So yeah, so that's the plans for the Retroverse in terms of displaying the Dreamcast stuff off, because I think after 150 games I might just do a little short or something in terms of going through the collection so far. And actually one of the things that I did do a short on is, if you may or may not know, none of my games are alphabetized, and I really do want to do it for the Dreamcast titles so I can find them easier, because I do have a spreadsheet, but it is getting quite hard to track them when I'm getting them, because you know, I'm just kind of picking and choosing where I'm finding the games. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. So thanks for joining us here, but a quick one for me. Obviously this one will be dropping on Sunday at the usual time of 10 AM. It's Sunday. Good luck Newcastle, who are playing later today in the Carabao Cup final. Come on lads, the Retroverse is really rooting for yous here. I would love yous to win. I'll probably cry, and to be fair, I'll admit that, but I bet you probably 90% of men in the northeast, if they're football fans, probably will cry as well, because it's probably something that'll never happen again, even though we are the richest club in the world. But yeah, let's not get into football stories too much. But yeah, good luck Newcastle for today. But next week, I'm going to change when I'm dropping videos. So instead of Sunday 10 AM, I'm going to drop them at Sunday night time. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it at 6 or 7 o'clock, but I just wanted to give myself a little bit more time on the Sundays instead of us rushing through on Saturdays with editing and stuff, because my personal life is really busy with work and family and stuff, and I do find it quite hard to film videos. I have struggled at times. Sometimes I'm literally editing videos at 2 o'clock on Sunday morning to then upload it, to then do the thumbnail and blah 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 and all that. And you know, I'm sure other YouTubers will know the pain that I suffer in terms of doing that, and having a full-time job and all that type as well. It's just mental. So I am going to start dropping them later on the Sundays. So the 150th one will be done at a later time on the Sunday night time, but I'll be posting on my Instagram, TikTok, posting here just to notify people that I am going to do it later on, and then that'll be the first in terms of that timeline of dropping it in that schedule. So anyways, thanks for watching everybody. I really appreciate your views in this series. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am, because you essentially are watching somebody collecting the full set and documenting it, which is tremendous. I love everybody's comments, so keep them coming in the comments box down below. Give us a shout out, give us a hello, whatever you want to do. I really appreciate all the sort of comments and interactivity with the community. Thanks for liking, subscribing. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, which will be showing up here. And I'll catch you next week for the 150th big box drop into the Retroverse for my Dreamcast collection. See you next week, guys. Bye.